Hi guys, this is Autumn with Autumn Lane Journals. Today I wanted to jump on quickly and just show you my process with making envelopes with the envelope punch board. They can be a little bit confusing, a little bit daunting if you've never used them before. But they're super simple once you get them down pat. They are so much fun, so simple, and you can make some amazingly cute little envelopes. You can make whatever size envelope you want to put in whatever you want to put into. Today I am making some envelopes for some little golden book junk journals that I'm making for a farmer's market. So I wanted some envelopes, some large envelopes, at least one each. I'm making 6 of them, so I wanted at least one each for these junk journals. And I wanted it to be large so they could fit whatever they want in it. I measured it out. I figured out that I would like to have a envelope that's about 5.5 by 6.5. So I looked at the measurements on my board and I was able to make that exact size. So let's just show you. These are the envelopes that I've been making. And these are some, like I said, some really nice large size envelopes for my junk journals. So these are going to be great for putting in firma, putting photos, putting whatever you want to put in there. So let's get started. You will need to make these envelopes, obviously the envelope punch board, some paper, glue if you're gluing them. I'm not gluing them until I put them in my journals. I also have my little corner punch, which it's actually in really hard shape, but it still works good, so I'm not getting rid of it until it doesn't anymore. And something to cut your pages down to the right measurements. So for these envelopes, I need to cut down pages. It says here for a 5.5 by 6.5. Where are we here? Right here. A 5.5 by 6.5. We need a 9 3/4 by 9 3/4 paper. And our score line, while we're looking at it, is going to be a 4.5. Okay, so I'm going to measure this cardstock down to 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. I always keep my scraps because I'm doing another cute little project that I will be showing you soon. Okay, so this is our sheet. This is our piece of cardstock. It is 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. So I'm going to take my envelope punch board here, and it says for your first one, you are going to measure over, put your page down to the 4.5 line. So right over here, we're going to put it on the 4.5 measurement, and you're going to punch that page and you're going to score it right down here. This is my only thing that I don't love so much about this punch board, is that I find it hard to score. They almost need like a deeper line here, especially if the page is like your cardstock is thicker. It becomes very difficult to find that line and to stay on that line. All right, so for the next one, we're going to keep that score line right in line with this. So we're going to punch it, and then you're going to score it down the side again. And the one thing that I learned when I started using the envelope punch board was it does not need to be scored too hard. At first, when I started making envelopes, I was scoring them really hard, and then I ended up having the problem where I was splitting my paper. I would fold it and it would be scored so hard that it would just crack the paper when I would fold it. So it does actually not need to be scored that hard. Just not too lightly, but just enough. Your paper's going to fold where it's the weakest too, so as long as you've got that line in there, then it's going to be easier to fold that paper. So you're continuing to go around. You're lining up your score line with this notch here. You're punching it and you're scoring it. All the way across. Now, how simple is that? We just made ourselves an envelope. Now, the reason why I said it's not necessary that you have one of these, but I do like to round my corners because I find it makes it look a little bit more neater and it makes it look a little bit more finished, in my opinion. Alrighty. Here we go. Moment of truth, guys. Actually, I scored it on the pretty section. I should have turned it around because it's actually easier to do it that way. There we go. See, it's just so simple when you figure out the formula. It is so simple and easy to make super cute little envelopes. And I don't have much time because I am on a deadline. I'm kind of getting to the crunch with these journals. I need to get them made. So I'm not going to embellish these any further. But if you had the time to, you could slip in a pretty piece of paper or a pretty piece of a book page, or you could just use the flap here to cut out a pretty something or another to add to it. Even I'm thinking just like something with letters and words, a dictionary page. It doesn't even have to be like a pretty little flower book page. It could even be like a dictionary page. I mean, that would be super cool. You can do whatever you want with it. So let's do one more before I say goodbye. All right, for our second one, let's get our measurements down here. So it's 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. And I also keep these strips and I put them in my journals as like little tuck spot pockets, folder type of idea on the side, on the top, just to poke things under. Or I can also make little pockets out of it. And even the smaller pieces, like these little small ones here, I keep these because I make things with them. I have a tutorial coming up, and hopefully very soon I'm going to have that one out as well. And I'll show you what I use my small pieces like that for. I mean, they're all pretty little pieces, and they can be made into cute little ideas. All right, so we've got our 9 3/4 by 9 3/4 done. Now we're going to take over our punch board here, and it's saying that we need to measure 4.5 across here, and that is where we're going to start our envelope to make the correct measurements. So first of all, again, punch it, and then you're going to score it. I have another piece of thick paper here, so I'm just going to carefully not finding it. That is a hard one. It really is. It's a hard one to find. All right. So we're going to measure it up with the notch here, our score line. Punch it and score it. And continue to turn it, measuring up with our score line, or lining up the notch with our score line. Punch it and scoring it. Line it up again with the notch. Punch it. And scoring it. All right, and there we have our pretty little envelope. These would also actually really look cute too if you sewed around them. That would be super cute. Super, super cute. Now, I don't know. I always like to make it with the pretty side up. I just can't help myself. I keep saying I'm going to flip it around to the white side, but for whatever reason, this is a side that my eye wants to see. This is a side that always ends up in. So I fold it in towards itself at first because I scored it that way, and then I'm folding it back just to make it easier. And again with the corner punch, I'm just going to punch these out quickly. Round them off. And there you have it, guys. A really super cute little envelope. Ready for whatever you want it to be. Before I go, I'm going to take out my distress ink. Oh, I don't think I'm going to take this one. I think I'm going to get I'm going to use some vintage photo on it. I think this one will be really cute with a bit of vintage photo inked around the edges. I guess I don't need to do all the way around on these side flaps, I guess, but let's just make it easy. Let's just do it quickly all around. Alright guys, tell me that's not cute. Okay, so comment below if you like to use the envelope punch board or if you've never used it before, if now this has gotten you inspired and you'd like to buy one yourself. I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you in my next video.